Hello, I'm Erica Henry. I run Rebel Stitchers, which is not your grandma's fiber and yarn store and fabric store. We have fabric too. Well, we will. I haven't gotten it on the website yet. Anyway, Fiber Diaries is where I'm documenting my journey of anything fiber arts related. So I love it. I hope you guys do too. Today we are taking some lovely Gulf Coast native fleece, Roving. This is just a nice little cloud that I've been working on cleaning up. This was local to me fiber. I took it raw, processed it, turned it into roving, and we're going to dye it today. Today we're going to take all of my brown colors of acid dyes, swatch them up, and see what happens. Some of them are new, some of them have been given to me by a lovely lady who I bought my drum carder from. I have no idea how old they are, so I don't know how they're going to react, but that's what today's swatching is going to be for. I hope that you enjoy it, so let's get started. Let's go to my kitchen. Alright, so now we are going to add some vinegar and some more water to bring up the water level here. And that was just a big glug of vinegar. Nothing scientific. I don't even know how much it was, just poured with my heart there. And we're going to start here with a 1% stock solution of G&K Caramel. And I'm just kind of squirting it all over one section, and then it'll spread. Next is a 1% stock solution of Jacquard Brown. Jacquard Brown is one of those that always gets me and always makes me think that I grabbed the wrong thing because it always starts off blue. It takes heat and vinegar to make it turn brown. It's really weird. And last is the Dharma Espresso Bean in a 1% stock solution. This one was a very purpley color, and I really liked it, but I'm not sure why it's called espresso bean, because it was a very purpley color. It did also change as we went along with the heat and water as well, some, but it did stay very purpley colored. So the caramel was a nice caramel color. The Jacquard Brown is kind of a greenish brown, and then the Dharma Espresso Bean is kind of a purplish brown. But all of them were a 1% depth of shade. We're going to leave them for about 15 minutes and just kind of see what happens. I turn it up to medium heat and go from there. Alright, 15 minutes has passed, and now you can see that the colors have spread some. I have a pretty good idea of what changes as time passes, so I'm going to just add some other colors all around, because even if I pulled this out as it is right now, I would not really be able to tell a good swatch, because it wouldn't come in one big sheet. It's roving, so it would be all varied and variegated. So we're just going to add some more colors to make it more variegated and just make it more interesting, because I do like a very variegated colorway whenever I spin. I'm gonna add some more water here, just plain tap water, just to raise that water level up and allow all that dye to move around more freely. So again, keeping it on medium heat, nice and steamy but not boiling, and that's just going to help set all of that. You don't want to boil because you don't want to cause agitation. So now another 15 minutes has passed, and I'm just checking. Almost all of it has absorbed, so we're just going to set it to the side and let it cool down. Now we're coming over to my sink to rinse, and this one, unfortunately, it bled on me. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did, and it bled more than I really cared for. So I did have to wash it several times. That was the first rinse in just some warm tap water, no soap, not really warm water, more like not quite cool, but a little bit warm. My hands can't take cold water well because I have some chronic conditions. One of those is Raynaud's syndrome. I don't know how to say it completely, but when my hands get cold, they go numb. So I have to keep it a little bit warmer than most people probably do. But we're giving it another rinse here, and it is still bleeding some. Not a ton, but still more than I like. Alright, so I added a little bit of Unicorn Power Scour. Swirled it around a little bit. I don't really want bubbles because bubbles are hard to get out, but I do want the soap to permeate all the way through, because you want to rinse out, you know, any leftover dyes. And what, in my experience, once I add soap, if it's going to bleed, that's usually when it bleeds. And unfortunately, it started bleeding again. So that let me know that it's not all resolved, unfortunately. So I added some vinegar and I let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then I rinsed it another good time. And after letting it sit in the vinegar water, it did seem to resolve that bleeding for me. So I was very happy at this point. So I got out my salad spinner and put the fiber in there and gave it a couple of good spins all the way around to get out as much water as possible before hanging up to dry. So that was so much fun. I don't have a lot of brown colors, but it was very interesting to see what happened. I do have the dried roving here, and as always, I was terrified I was going to felt it. Every time I dye roving, especially, I worry about felting it, but we are good. But I love this purpley color. Why that was brown, I don't know. I guess maybe it's brown, but to me, I instantly think purple. But it works so well with these. There were so many different colors. Even though we only had a few browns, we got lots of different tonal variations, different hues, and I love it. That part's a little thin there. Ooh, there's some greenish browns. So much fun. I love the purple color though. The brown. But I had lots of fun. This was 25 grams of Gulf Coast Native, which is a wonderful, wonderful wool to work with. I love it. It's very soft, not merino soft, but it's definitely next to skin soft in my opinion, and it takes up dye wonderfully. So I did have trouble with some of the older ones getting them to dissolve, and I don't know if that's just a brand difference because, like I've said before, I only used Jacquard before, not these other brands that were gifted to me. So because I don't have any new versions of those brands, I don't know if it is because it's older issue or if it's just how the brand is. It's not really an issue, it's just a difference that I've noticed. So I can't wait to mix this up on my blending board or drum carder or possibly hackle with some other colors to make some gorgeous bats or roving or rolags. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to blend it up and put it in my shop. We'll see. I don't know. But thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you really enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of the good stuff that you know helps the channel out, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.